here for you: 2, 11, 20, 29, 38, and so on. All right, that does have a pattern, doesn't it? All right, can you find that pattern quickly? Because you're going to need to use that pattern here in a second. Find that pattern as I go from 2 to 11 to 20, and then I'll ask you about that pattern. All right, what's the pattern here? Choo-choo, where am I going here? Candace, what's the pattern?
Adding 9.
I'm adding 9 to the previous term, right? Everyone, I'm going to add 9, I'm adding 9. All right. Every number in that sequence we call a term. Every number in any sequence we call a term, and every term has a specific spot. All right, it represents a specific spot in the sequence. So I'm going to ask an easy one here. What's the fourth term in this sequence above that we're using here? What is the fourth term? Julia, what's the fourth term? 29. All right, now I'm not going to write down 29. We're going to do some new notation now. How do I write that the fourth term is 29? Ready? You are going to see an A. I have no idea why they use lowercase a. That's what we're going to use. And below it, subscript, you're going to tell me what term you're talking about. So we're talking about the fourth term. So you'll see a 4 there. Then you can tell me it's equal to, Julia, one more time, sorry, 29. So what you have written on your paper right now says the fourth term equals 29. All right, is 29. All right, how about the seventh term? You got to do a couple calculations there. How about the seventh term? I'll let you guys follow the pattern and figure out what the seventh term has to be there. And we just don't write down the number anymore. You tell me. Ready? A with the subscript of 7 now. The seventh term is, what do we got, Miles? 56. I'm not that worried. I know you can find 56. It's more the new notation that you understand now that represents the seventh term. Questions on my new notation? All right, let's see if we really understand the notation now. Here's what I'm going to do in this chart right now. I'm going to give you what term we're on. How would you write the next term now? All right, so first, this tells me I'm on what term? Fourth term. So the next one would be the fifth. And how do I write the fifth term? A with the subscript of 5. I just want to make sure you guys are good with the notation, because now I'm going to introduce variables. I don't know what term we're on, so I'm just going to call it n. How can you tell me how to get to the next term? You went from 4 to 5, n to, not m, don't follow you, O. N plus? No. How'd you go from 4 to 5? Add 1. So the next term is going to be A with the subscript of n plus 1. All right, what if I'm already on n plus 1? How do I write the next one then? The next one. If I'm already on n plus 1, it'll be A n plus 2. Yep, good. And then this one here, what if I'm on A of n plus 4? Next one's going to be A of n plus 5. Yep, that's how I would write the next term. And these next 3, I'm going to try to stay away from, but they may pop up in an assignment, so I want you to be aware. We do what's called function notation. I don't know if you remember that from your Algebra 1 days. So f of 6 is a fancy way of basically saying those two mean the same thing, A6 and F6. All right, I'm talking about the 6th term. So what would be the next term then? All right, I'm on the 6th term. Next term, Miles? F of 7, yep. I'm going to stay away from it in class in your notes, but you may see it on like a Delta Math assignment, so I want you to be aware of it. All right, what if I'm on f of n? The next one would be coming up here. What goes in those parentheses? Sophie?
N plus 1.
Good, perfect. And then if I'm on f of n plus 1, Next one's going to be f of next term. Where am I going there? Wes. Good job. All right, just want you to be, again, I am going to try to steer away from these. So I'm going to stay with the A's, with the subscripts. Okay, questions on what a sequence is before we start working with them. All right, new sequence I'm going to give you here. 1, 7, 13, 19, and so on. There's my new sequence. Find A2 plus A6. Now, hey, let's get this cleared up right away. This is not equal. You don't do that business. That's not how we do it. That's not equal to A8. You take what's A2 again? That's another name for, what am I asking you to look for there, Meredith? A2 is the what term? Well, second term, which is what? 7. So I'm asking you to take the second term, 7, and add it to the sixth term, which is 15. Tyler? 31. That's what I'm at. Everyone see that? You take the individual terms and add them together. You don't take 2 and 6 and it's the 8th term. That's not how that works. So my final answer here would be 38. Okay, you take each individual term. All right, let's keep trucking. A4. A4 represents, in that sequence, Giovanna? 19. All right, now I'm asking for a little something different, but you guys can pick that up. What am I asking? Take the 6th term and do what with it? Multiply it by 2. Whatever the 6th term is. Speaking of that, what is the 6th term there? Shoo, Meredith, back to you. 6th term when you find it. What is it? 31. Perfect. Multiply it by 2. And when you have that value, let me and your classmates know. Shoo, Meredith, on fire today when you're ready. 81. Yep. All right, everyone, we good there? I just want to make sure we're just not combining them at the beginning. You got to find each individual term and perform the operation. All right, I may throw n's at you, but at least I'll tell you what n represents. So in this case, n, anytime you see an n, it's 7. Okay, anytime you see an n, you're going to substitute in 7. So for this first one, a sub n, what term are you going to substitute in there? If n equals 7, shoom, going deep there. Brennan? What term is that in the sequence?
That is 37.
37, thank you. And now you're going to do n minus 3 for me, and where n equals 7. So what term am I talking about now that I'm going to add to 37? What term are we talking about now, Tyler? 19. Also known as the 4th term. Good. $56. Okay, everyone feel comfortable because I'm going to go into the meat of what I need to teach you today. All right, no problem. New sequence coming up. New sequence. Before we answer part A or B, can you tell me the pattern? Because that'll be helpful in a second here. What's the pattern of this sequence? Because there is definitely a pattern. Sierra, see any pattern in my sequence? +5 every time, right? Hopefully everyone agrees. You take your previous term, add 5, and so on. Yep. All right, I used that new F notation there, F of 6. So what is the term there that represents F of 6? Remember, that's the same as A of 6. What term are we talking about in that sequence for F of 6? Candace, go ahead. 35, good work. All right, so that's where the fun ends now. Okay, so unfortunately, that's where the fun ends. I am going to now show you guys a formula that says this is what the pattern is. And it's called a recursive formula. All right, recursive. It tells you how to find the next couple terms. Tell me how to find the next couple terms. And Sierra kind of already did that. We're going to put it into new notation. All right, so write a recursive formula. It comes in two parts. Anytime I ask you guys to write a recursive formula, you're going to write two parts to this. First part, very easy. Very easy. I'll go back up here to your notes. Write me what the first term is. That's your first part of a recursive formula. What's the first term? In the correct notation. In the correct notation. Real quickly, nice and easy for you there. Cameron, what's the first term?
10.
All right, so what you're going to tell me, everyone, is A1 equals 10. That's the first part of a recursive formula. Tell me what a statement about the first term. Now, here's where you guys are going to have to work on the second part of a recursive formula. What's the pattern? Sarah, what's the pattern again? Plus 5. So I'm going to show you how to write that now, that the pattern is plus 5. I'm going to start with A, N, because that says any term that you're looking for. Any term that you're looking for. Sarah, once again, what's the pattern? What do I add plus 5 to, though? Well, okay, if I want to find 20, what do I have to add 5 to? If I want to find that was 20, what did I need to add 5 to? The one before it. Right? I have to, the pattern is add 5 to the one before. Everyone, agreement? Add 5 to the one before. So how do I show the one before? See if you, I know we went forward. Can you guys go backwards? If I'm on AN, anybody want to take a stab at what the one before it would be? The one after would be N plus 1, but I'm looking for the one before now. Brennan? Darn right! So I take the one before it. I'm going to, one last time over there, Sierra. What do I do to it? Add. All right, so make a note here. This is any term. Any term. If you want to find any term, you take the, what are we calling this one here? What are we calling this one? The one before it, the previous one, previous term, and add 5. The new notation I know is going to mess with your mind, but that's why you practice. One more time before we move on. If you're asked to write a recursive formula, you need 2 parts. First part, tell me what the first term is. Second part, what's the pattern? What are you doing to the previous term to get to the next term? Questions? Because one doesn't make you great. Keep trucking. Here you go. Boom. There's my new sequence. Can you guys find, I think you guys should be good. Find that value first. Find that value. A2 plus 3 times A4. See if you can find that value. Okay, quick. What is A2 up here? What term is A2? Giovanna, what term is A2? 6. Perfect. The second term plus 3 times. What'd you guys find for A4? What's the term that represents A4? Julia? 24. Fourth term is 24. Good work from both of you. And now multiply, add them together. What's my final result here when I'm all done, Brady? 78 looks good to me. All right, here we go now. Second time through. Come on, here we go. Second time through. Write me a recursive formula for this sequence. You're thinking how many parts? 2 parts. First part's the easy one. Zoom. Chris, what's the first term?
10. A1 equals 10.
How'd you get 10? Are we on the same sequence?
3.
3. Yep. A1 equals 3. There's your first part. You just tell me what the darn first term is. Second step. What do you do to the previous to get to the next one? And it starts out the same way, right? A sub n, any term equals the previous term. Now you got to tell me, what are you doing to this previous term? Find the pattern if you haven't already. What do you do to the previous term to get any term you want? Okay, explain to me what the pattern is on this one. Cameron, what's the pattern? 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 24 to 48. Multiply the previous one by 2. Everyone's agree? All right, so how do I show that? A couple different ways. You can do it this way. Make sure it's clearly times 2, or where else could I put the 2? That still says times 2. Times 2? Either one is fine. Okay, either one is fine. Any term, previous term, this is how you do it. It's called a recursive formula. Ask away here, because I'm going to go backwards now. I'm going to give you the recursive. You give me a couple terms now. You provide the sequence. Please ask, guys. Please ask. Don't be shy or bashful. Anything. All right, here you go. Let's see if you guys can generate the terms now. Okay, here we go. You guys, I apologize. You guys have it as, I'm going to rewrite this. You guys, I forgot to change this on my copy here. You guys have AN, right? So just let me recopy it real quick. All right, there's the recursive formula. Can you get me the first 5 numbers in the sequence? The first 5. Well, the first one's easy. You're welcome. You're welcome. What's the first term? Choom in this sequence. Choom, let's try again. There we go. Julia, what's the first term?
5. -2.
-2. Good. -2. So A1. It's all right, guys. This is new language here. I get it. Everyone good on why it's equal to -2? Because I'm sure it wasn't the only one. All right. Next, how do you find the second term? Well, let's read the formula here. The formula tells you what to do to the previous term to get to the next one. And what's it say? If you want to find any term, take the previous one and do what? Add 5 to it. So how do you explain to me in your own words, how do you find the second term here? Miles, how do you find the second term?
Add 5.
To what?
-2.
The previous term. So I'm going to take -2, my previous term, and add 5. See how this is working? All right. Anytime I see that n-1, I'm thinking previous term. That's 3. All right. Explain to me now how I get to the third term of this sequence. Keep using the formula. It doesn't change when you go to a new term. How do you find the third term now? Wes? To what? The previous one. Yep. So I take the previous term 3 and still add 5.
When we're like writing our answers out with tests and stuff, we have to show that 3 + 5 equals 8.
If you do it in your head, I get it. But
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. I just want to make sure you're using the previous term. All right.
How is it 2?
I don't know. I don't know how it's 2. I don't know what I'm thinking. How about 8? Better? All right. How do you find the fourth term? Fourth term here. Henry?
Add 5.
To what?
8.
Yep. Maybe I can do this one. And then what did it say? 5 terms?
Yeah.
Generate the first 5. All right. How do you find the fifth term then? Meredith, how do you find that one? To what?
15.
To where?
13.
13. Yep. All right, so if you want to list it out, that would be great for me. -2, 3, 8, 13, 18. Questions? Oh, you know my theory. One doesn't make you great. Let's try another one before I knock your socks off. Give me the first four now. The first four of this sequence, if you know this recursive formula. All right, what's the first term? Let's start easy.
5.
What's the first term up here, Sophie? First term?
5.
5, yep, no problem. All right, let's discuss how we are going to find the second term. Okay, now using the formula. Okay, you're gonna talk it out here with me. Tyler, you want to talk it out right now or you want me to help you here?
Let's see.
What's it say to do? Take
5 and then. Is the multiple for 2? That's separate.
Okay, ready? 2. You take 2, multiply it by what's n minus 1 always for us? That's the term before, the previous one, which for us now is what? 5. I take 2 times 5 and still do what though?
Add 7.
Finish the formula. Add 7 to it. I take the previous term, 2 times the previous term plus 7. And what's that going to give me? 17? All right. Keep talking me through this. Somebody up next is going to explain how do you find the third term. How do you find the third term here going deep there? Jesse, how do you find the third term?
We multiply 17 by
2 times the previous 17 and
then you add 7.
good work. And what do I have there? 41? 41 look good, kids? Checking my work for me. It asks for how many terms?
4.
Find the first 4. All right, so we got one more to do. Help me find it. Help me find it. Sierra, how do I find the final term here? Good. And that would be a $1. Anything, please ask, because I'm going to go a little more advanced now.
We had 80.
89?
Yeah.
What is wrong? That is, 41 times 2 is what? 82 plus 7, 89. How am I qualified to teach you guys? Any questions other than for me? Any issues? Because I'm going to get a little more advanced now. Ready? You can handle it. We could have just stopped right here, but I'm like, nope. This is a pretty strong group I have this year. All right, find the first. I'm only asking for 3 here. And something different now is in the recursive formula. First term, no big deal. What's the first term? Relax. Meredith, what's the first term? -2. All right. Okay, everyone, buckle up here. Stay with me. Lock it in right now. Whoever's up next here, lock it in. How do I find the second term? Watch, please. Watch. Who's going to help me along the way here? Wes, here we go. Look at this up here. I'm going to take 5 times what? The previous term. That's no issue, right? 5 times the previous term, which is -2, plus, keep reading, 2 times, now we're going to stop. Now we just have that n all by itself, no a attached to it anymore, right? So something different has to happen here because there's no a attached. If you see an n all by itself, like this one is, 2n, no a with it, here's what I'm asking you to plug in. I'm asking you to plug in the term you are currently on. The term we are currently on. Wes, back to you. What term are we finding right now? So guess what I'm plugging in for n? 2. And everybody, these two better always match. Think of it that way. If you see n by itself, it's the term we're currently on if you see no a with it. So we are finding the second term, so that's what gets plugged in for n. And what's that? Maybe I can do this math. -6. How's that look? Good? All right. Who's going to do the third term with me? And I'll help you. Candace, over to you. Okay, here we go. Third term. I'm going to read 5.
5 times -6.
Okay, good. Plus 2 times.
2 times 3.
Perfect. We're on the third term. That is when you see n by itself, kids. N by itself. -24. Am I doing all right? My confidence has been shot today. So what is it? -2, -6, -24. And one more before I let you loose. You got this one. I'm not going to say much, but you got this one. I believe in you here. You got this one. Find the first 5 term. Ooh, 5. And look what I did too. This is a first that I did this today. Quick question here. Let's get it rolling. Sophie, what's the first term?
4.
Woo! Yep. And look what else I provided. Wonder why. What's the second term up here? Usually we have to find it, but you're welcome there, Brady. What's the second term?
3x.
Woo, 3x. Wow. I gave you the first 2 terms? Yeah, I didn't have to find the second one? I wonder why. All right, here we go on to the third term, which I did not give you. We need to find. And I will help the next person who gets called on here. Here's how we're going to find the third, fourth, and fifth term now. Here we go. Take a deep breath. I'm going to help you out. All right, who's up? Oh, one job be here. Here we go. Sierra, you got this one. Ready? It says to find any term, I'm going to take the, what has that been meaning all class today? All right, yeah, well, I'm just going to write that down. We're going to take the previous term, which is what for us right now? The previous one. 3x. Everyone, yeah? The one right before is 3x. So we're going to take 3x, add it to 4 times, you ready, Sierra? What do you think n minus 2 means?
4.
Relax, bud. We're talking here and having a conversation. What do you think the n minus 2 means? That's the term 2 before. Yeah, or I don't know. Every year we always have like, do I call that the term before the previous? How do we refer? What do we want to refer to it as? Previous? I like that one a lot, but term before the previous? What do you want? What's the better English? What do you guys want to use?
Previous.
Absolutely not. I'm going to go term before the previous, even though I like previous. So sorry, Sarah, I was getting all fired up there. What do I multiply by 4? What's the term before the previous? There you go. Says everyone, n minus 2 just means the term before the previous one. So, okay, sorry, previous. Fresh cut over the weekend? Don't think I didn't notice. Fresh cut?
Yeah.
Professional or
Yes.
homegrown?
What? No, not home.
No, professional?
Yeah.
How much say do you get in it?
It wasn't great. It wasn't good. Well,
How much say? Like, do you say like how you want to cut, or Ma Pa Dukes comes in and says this is how we're doing it? 100% say.
Yeah, she didn't do exactly what I wanted.
What did you ask for?
Not this.
I was just going to say refund might be in order. just my opinion there. But hey, not bad. It's fine. A little shorter, right? How long has it been since you got the lettuce cut? How long has it been? Because that thing, as I remember it though, that thing was like getting to be like
just before
a couple woodland animals probably lost their home and you got that haircut. I bet, huh? Poor squirrel or raccoon's got to find somewhere else to live now. It looks fine, Todd. It looks good. All right, way to go. All right, back here. This is going to be 3x plus 16? We had to find 5 though. All right, here we go. Next one, fourth term. Use the rule. Use your rule that we've been using. All right, help me out. Go through it here with me. Samir, here we go. Previous term is what? 3x plus 16 plus 4 times the term before the previous, which in our case is now what? 3x. Just be careful with your algebra, kids. Make sure you multiply first and then combine your like terms. $15x plus 16. 12x and 3x, combine your like terms. And then we need the finisher. Who's finishing this bad boy for us? How to find the fifth term now using this recursive rule. What do I do to the previous term here? All right, let's finish it, Candace. Previous term. What? What do you want? What am I saying?
It's Candace. Like
Candace.
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 I'm saying it right.
Yeah, he's saying it right. He's just trying to find a problem.
No, he's been saying Kansas. I don't know what language, but
What?
yeah, just
That's a state.
yeah.
You're
whatever.
Candace.
I'm like hearing different things.
Okay.
What? Will you say it again?
Are we ready?
Candace.
Previous term.
Like candy's nuts.
Previous term.
Um.
We're on the fifth one. What was the previous?
Wait. That's a wait. So all of that, like.
No, I just want, what was our previous? We're on the
Oh.
fifth term. What was my previous term? The fourth term, which is what?
3x plus 16.
Okay, but we simplified that.
Oh, 15x plus 16.
That previous term plus 4 times. What did the term before the
3x plus 16.
Okay. Everyone, please distribute the 4 first, right? Distribute the 4 before you combine your like terms. I'm going to ask somebody what you have on this one. Distribute the 4. All right, Sierra, when you're ready.
27x plus 8.
You got it. There you go. Everyone has logged into Delta Math, correct? All right, let's get it going. The assignment's right there in Delta Math. You should be able to finish it, I believe. If you need if you need room to work, that's why that's the next page in your notes. That's why there's line paper there. If you need room to work. Yep, hurry up. I'm gonna lock down the Chromebooks. No way I trust everybody. Get it going, please. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Make sure you're doing the correct assignment, 2.1, please. You should probably see 2.1 and 2.2. Make sure you're doing 2.1. It's a quick assignment, so make sure you guys are up on everything.